Let's see how well you know the weather systems. Grab a pen and paper, or just answer the questions mentally. Are you ready? Let's get started. Which of the following can be described as a high-pressure system? The answer is A. Anticyclone. High-pressure systems are generally linked with fair weather. The descending air inhibits cloud formation and precipitation, resulting in clear skies, light winds, and stable atmospheric conditions. This is why anticyclones are often associated with sunny, dry weather. Which of the following systems is not associated with rainfall? The answer is C. Anticyclone. The influence of anticyclones can vary seasonally. In summer, they can lead to prolonged periods of hot and dry weather, sometimes causing heat waves. In winter, they can contribute to cold and dry conditions, potentially leading to frost and clear, cold nights. Which weather system develops when a cold air mass moves into an area of warm air? The answer is B. Cold front. As a cold front moves in, the warm air ahead is lifted rapidly by the advancing cold air. This can lead to the formation of clouds and precipitation and may result in thunderstorms, heavy rain, and sometimes even hail or snow. What term describes the boundary between two air masses of different temperatures and humidity? The answer is A. Front. Fronts are associated with distinct weather patterns. Along a cold front, thunderstorms and heavy rain are common due to the rapid lifting of warm, moist air. In contrast, a warm front brings more widespread but generally lighter precipitation over a longer period. Which of the following describes a warm front? The answer is A. A boundary where warm air mass replaces a cold air mass. Ahead of a warm front, the weather typically starts with cool temperatures and overcast skies, often accompanied by light precipitation such as drizzle or light rain. As the warm air mass gradually replaces the cooler air, skies may clear and temperatures rise. Which wind belt is known for bringing warm, moist air to the tropics? The answer is A. Trade winds. Trade winds also affect the distribution of precipitation, particularly in tropical regions, where they contribute to the formation of rain-bearing weather systems, like the intertropical convergence zone. Which of the following represents a band of low pressure and exists in equatorial regions? The answer is D. The intertropical convergence zone. The intertropical convergence zone is associated with heavy rainfall and thunderstorms, making it a region of frequent precipitation. Which weather system produces conditions which are not suitable for cloud formation? The answer is C. Anticyclone. Air within an anticyclone descends and leads to a stabilization of the atmosphere, which usually results in clear skies and fair weather. Which of the following can develop into a hurricane under certain conditions? The answer is A. A tropical wave. Tropical waves are most common during the Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1st to November 30th. During this period, several waves can traverse the Atlantic, contributing to potential storm formation in the region. Which weather system reaches its most northerly point in July and then starts heading back toward the south? The answer is B. The intertropical convergence zone. The position of the intertropical convergence zone shifts north and south with the seasons. It moves northward during the northern hemisphere summer and southward during the southern hemisphere summer. Which phenomenon is associated with the development of tropical cyclones? The answer is B. Low-pressure systems. Low-pressure systems are associated with unsettled weather conditions, which can vary widely in intensity, from light showers to severe storms. Which weather systems often form over Africa and then move across the Atlantic toward the Caribbean? The answer is D. Tropical waves. As a tropical wave passes, it can bring a range of weather changes, including increased cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms. The rising air associated with the wave can lead to significant precipitation and sometimes gusty winds. Which weather system is associated with the two rainy periods in Guyana every year? The answer is C. Intertropical convergence zone. When the intertropical convergence zone is positioned near or over Guyana, it brings enhanced rainfall due to the convergence of trade winds from both hemispheres. Which system moves toward the west by the trade winds? The answer is A. Tropical wave. As tropical waves move westward, they bring bands of rain showers and thunderstorms to the regions they pass over. This can lead to periods of heavy rain, which can also cause flooding and other weather-related challenges. Which of the following statements is true about the movement of air within an anticyclone? The answer is B. Air is sinking. As the air sinks in an anticyclone, it warms up and dries out, preventing the development of clouds and precipitation. This is why anticyclones are often associated with clear skies and fair weather. Which of the following statements accurately describes what happens at the intertropical convergence zone? The answer is C. The northeast and southeast trade winds meet. When the northeast and southeast trade winds meet at the intertropical convergence zone, the converging air masses are forced to rise, then cools and condenses. This often results in heavy rainfall and thunderstorms, which are common features of the intertropical convergence zone. Which of the following statements accurately describes the interaction of air masses at a cold front? The answer is B. The cold air pushes its way under the warm air, forcing the warm air to rise. Along the cold front, clouds form and often there is intense precipitation. This can result in thunderstorms, heavy rain, and sometimes severe weather events like tornadoes. Which of the following statements accurately describes tropical waves? The answer is A. Tropical waves are troughs of low pressure which occur in tropical areas. As tropical waves move through an area, they can bring changes in weather conditions, including increased cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms. Which of the following is possible to develop into a hurricane? The answer is D. A tropical wave. A tropical wave is often the initial disturbance that leads to the development of a hurricane. As the wave moves over warm ocean waters, it's provided with energy and intensifies. How many degrees should the surface temperature of the ocean be for a hurricane to form? The answer is B. At least 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The warmer the ocean surface, the more moisture can evaporate into the atmosphere, providing the necessary fuel for the storm. If conditions are favorable, An atmospheric disturbance with sustained winds of up to 38 miles per hour can develop into which of the following? The answer is C. Tropical depression. A tropical depression can develop into a tropical storm and eventually into a hurricane or typhoon if atmospheric conditions, such as warm sea surface temperatures and low wind shear persist. What is a weather system classified as when sustained winds reach 39 miles per hour? The answer is B. Tropical storm. Tropical storms can bring significant rainfall, strong winds, and coastal flooding, but they also have the potential to intensify further under favorable conditions. For a system to be classified as a hurricane, sustained winds must reach at least how many miles per hour? The answer is C. 74 miles per hour. At this wind speed, a storm typically has a well-defined eye, stronger and more organized convection, and more pronounced spiral bands. How many hurricane categories are there? The answer is C. 5. The categories indicate the severity of a hurricane to the public. People can understand the risks associated with each one and take appropriate actions to protect life and property. What is the area of relative calm at the center of a hurricane known as? The answer is A. I. The eye is the region of lowest atmospheric pressure in the hurricane. As air converges towards this low-pressure center, it rises and cools, creating intense cloud cover and storms around it. But within the eye, the air descends, leading to calmer conditions. In what direction do hurricanes rotate in the northern hemisphere? The answer is B. Counterclockwise. The Coriolis effect causes moving air and water to turn to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. This deflection influences the rotation direction of large-scale weather systems like hurricanes. Strong winds spiral in towards which of the following in a hurricane? The answer is D. The eye. The eye of a hurricane is the area of lowest atmospheric pressure. Air moves from areas of high pressure to low pressure, causing the strong winds to spiral inward towards the eye. Where are the strongest winds typically found in a hurricane? The answer is C. Eye wall. The eye wall surrounds the eye of the hurricane and is characterized by intense thunderstorms and the highest wind speeds within the storm. Which of the following sequence correctly represents the stages in the development of a hurricane? The answer is A. Tropical wave, tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane. Hurricanes are characterized by a well-defined eye, surrounded by an eye wall of intense convection, and the potential for significant wind damage, storm surge, and heavy rainfall. Which of the following is true? The answer is B. Warm seas and oceans provide heat and moisture that fuel the storm. As warm, moist air rises and condenses, it releases latent heat into the atmosphere. This process drives convection and cloud formation that are vital for the development and intensification of hurricanes. A hurricane tends to weaken under all of the following conditions except which of the following? The answer is D. When it moves into a part of the sea where the water is too warm. Warmer waters provide more heat and moisture to the atmosphere, increasing the convection activity within the storm. This increased convection can lead to stronger thunderstorms and higher wind speeds, bolstering the hurricane's intensity. That concludes our quiz for today, folks. How did you do? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this quiz, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome geography content. Until next time, keep exploring.